App switcher. Dryads riddle. Activate. Default. Dryads riddle. Home. Dryads riddle. Show stats. The vampire shrugs his shoulders and takes a step to the side, extending his arm to usher you past. Well done, my friend. I have been bested. Yes, indeed. Fire is the answer I was looking for. A fire needs sustenance to grow and spread, but Vaderville stops the flame in its tracks. And now, human, I must bid you farewell, Vlad says before transforming back into his bat form and flying away. Good work, Daniel, Charlotte tells you. Come along now, no time to waste, ellipsis. Well, not for you anyway. I have nothing but time, she says as she guides you down a long, eerie passageway. I honestly cannot tell you how many years I've been dead, but I do remember how important time seemed when I was living. Good work, Daniel, Charlotte tells you. You approach the door and fiddle with the doorknob, but to no avail. It's locked, you tell Luna. Oh, don't worry, Daniel, I can fit through the keyhole, the wisp tells you happily, fluttering through the small hole in the door and leaving you in the darkness. Yeah, that's great for you. What about me? You call after her. Oh yeah, Luna mutters as she flies back to your side. We should probably find a key, ellipsis. Oh look, there's one, Luna declares with a huge smile on her face. Next button. You are not so happy though, when you see where the wisp is pointing. The key is in the hand of the skeleton behind the bars. Taking a deep breath to steel your nerves, you drop to your knees and attempt to pry the key from the corpse's undead hand. You are instantly stopped though, when the skeleton's head suddenly jerks upward to look you directly in the eye. The hand holding the key claps shut and the other hand takes a firm grip of your arm. What are you doing? The skeleton snaps. Trying to steal my key, are you? Dirty, rot. Oh good, you're awake. Luna chirps happily, the reanimation of a corpse not being nearly disturbing enough to rob her of her sunny disposition. Excuse me, sir, I don't suppose we could borrow that key for a moment, could we? No, it's mine. The skeleton yells at you both. I need this key. I need it to escape. You are shocked to silence for a few seconds, but after you regain your courage, you point out, but how can you escape now? I'm not sure if you've noticed, but, ellipsis, you're not exactly in one piece anymore. That's not the point. The skeleton insists. I answered 5 riddles to get to this key, I earned it. It belongs to me. Well, I've answered riddles too, you insist. And I need that key to get through the door. Next button. The skeleton is silent for a moment as he considers your argument. Eventually he releases his grip on your arm and takes hold of the iron bars once more. Well, I suppose you did make it this far. Very well, boy, I'll tell you what, there's a riddle carved into the wall of this room. If I could have solved it, the iron bars would have been lifted and I'd have been free to carry on my quest, but even after all these years trapped in this cell, poor old Bones could never solve the blasted thing. Bones? You ask, yeah, what of it? Bones asks, so you were called Bones before you were a skeleton? You ask, yeah, ironic that isn't it? He says, well, I'll give it a try, you tell the skeleton, and so Bones turns to the wall and reads out his riddle to you. It's true I bring serenity and hang around the stars, but yet I live in misery. You'll find me behind bars. With thieves and villains I can sort. In prison I'll be found. But I would never go to court. Unless there's more than one around. Solve the riddle, radio button, checked. Ask, eat a magic bean, next button. What is the answer? Text field. Double tap to insertion point at end. Cap G. Cap F, Cap S. Cap S, V. C X Z Sh L K. K Y T R E E V C X Z Sh L L Y T R E X E R T T U I O O C V B N N. Toolbar preview. Next skeleton. What is the answer? Next button. The skeleton shakes its skull, rattling as it does so. No, I've already tried that answer and it didn't work. Try again. It's true I bring serenity. But yet you'll find, with thieves and villains, in prison I'll be found, but I would never go to, unless there's more than one. Solve the riddle. Ask, eat a magic bean, radio button. Next button. You eat a magic bean and instantly know the answer to the riddle. S. Solve the riddle. S. Cap S. Period. Cap S. Solve. Next button. Solve the riddle. Radio button. Check. Next button. What is the answer? Text field. Double tap to insertion. Cap V. Cap Z. Selected. Cap S. Sierra. Cap S. Space. Go. As soon as you give your answer, home, back button. As soon as you give your answer, the iron bars of the cell are raised, releasing Bones from his prison. That's it? I'm free? Finally, I'm free, he cries with joy. Unfortunately, his joints are a little stiff and the hand that he had grasped around the iron bars does not release in time, so his hand is snapped clean from its wrist. Once it hits the ceiling, the hand is dislodged and falls straight onto the poor skeleton's skull. Ouch, he grumbles, taking his hand back and trying to reattach it to his wrist. Well, you should certainly be proud of yourself, kid. After all these years I've spent trying to escape, you solved that riddle in barely any time at all. Why didn't I think of it? It begins the word serenity, it's on either side of stars, at the end of bars and you'll find it in courts but not in court. The letter S, who would have thought it would be so simple? Well, here's your key, kid, you've earned it, the skeletal figure says, extending the key towards you and surrendering it to your care. You two go on ahead now. I think I'll just stay here a while and, ellipsis, try to put myself back together, he says as he struggles to reattach his hand. Thanks, Bones, you say as you head toward the door. You insert the key and with one simple turn, the lock springs open. Yay, squeaks Luna. It must be been a skeleton key, she says with a childish grin, which soon turns to sulky disappointment when you refuse to laugh. It was funny, she tells you. You still don't laugh. You open the door and find Charlotte waiting for you on the other side. Ah, there you are, she says looking quite serious. Daniel, I think we better have a little talk. You see, there's an old friend of mine come to see you, ellipsis. I don't suppose you've been feeling ill at all recently? No, why? You ask, but your question is answered when Charlotte floats to the side, revealing a tall, thin figure, cloaked entirely in black and holding a long scythe in one hand. Ellipsis, oh dear, mumbles Luna. Next, button. The figure floats over to you, its face entirely masked in darkness. Ah, there you are, the Reaper says, putting a hand firmly on your shoulder. I've been looking all over the house for you. Pleased to finally meet you, my name is Grim, and I'll be your guide to the afterlife. Now come along, human, we need to get going, lots of collections to make today. Wait, I'm not dead, you object, shrugging Grim's hand off your shoulder and backing away a few paces. Really? The Reaper asks, taking a closer look at you. Are you sure? The devil birds have cried their call of death. Somebody in this house has passed on to the next world, and there's not many living souls left here for me to collect. Very, very sure. You insist. I feel just fine. Definitely no dead people here. He's right, sir. Luna backs you up. Daniel here is fit as a fiddle, healthy as a horse, lively as an ellipsis, a live thing. Really? Grim asks, still not sounding convinced. Well, I'll tell you what, boy, let's give you a little test. If you pass, I'll take your word that you haven't quite shuffled off your mortal coil yet. If you fail, though, you stop stalling and come to the afterlife with me. Now, here's my riddle for you, ellipsis. Why would answering a riddle make me any more or less dead? You ask, really not well, if you'd prefer to just skip the riddle and go straight to the part where I sail you down the river Styx. Grim offers, I'll take the riddle please, you say meekly. Fish tank, set, region orientation locked, control center. Airplane mode, switch button, off. Low, flashlight selected, screen record.